to talk to you live or in
Yeah,
person. It's
yeah,
rare for me. Well, I look forward to have this kind of chat with everybody because to me that's the best part of YouTube,
absolutely.
and I prefer this kind of chat with other collectors over showing off books or anything else. Because as you know, we all see most of us have saw enough of these books a million times.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Well,
rarely
well,
a
just recently, just recently, I've started to show off. Get in front of the camera and do my videos this
yeah,
way.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah. No, it's
Um, yeah, go ahead.
no, it's it's I think it kind of nice to see the person's face.
Yeah,
It's just more personal. At least for me, that's how I see it. I understand some people don't care to do that and they don't want to play the trivia game. But um, by the way, how do you get the YouTube name Jean Paul Ace Peter?
Oh well, for years I've been a Kiss fan, and when I
Oh,
started doing YouTube, I just kind of decided I was like Gene Paul Ace Peter. I've had a lot of people call
oh,
me different names over the years, Gene Paul Scepter and things like
oh.
that.
See, because I'm like, it's Sean, but I'm sure you explained this before, in some other older video. I'm now, as soon as you mentioned Kiss, I'm just like, that's right. I'm pretty sure I heard the explanation, at least because you've been on YouTube much longer than I have. So in some of the older video, I believe you explain it. So that yes. So are you ready?
I think I'm ready. I what I did I haven't watched any of the other trivia videos because I didn't want to get any kind of practice. I just wanted to come in and see how it goes.
You just want to wing it.
Yeah, just wing
Well,
it.
it's well, let me give you the quick rule because you're the last of the seven.
Okay.
You basically have no choices as far as because what happened is
Oh
I
no.
had seven players.
Yeah.
I created the seven player and 9 questions, so I created a pool of 63 questions,
Okay.
and then all the previous player was able to randomly pick numbers.
Okay.
And now that you're down to the last person, there is 9 questions left.
Okay.
So
The
basically,
pressure's on.
you're stuck with some stuff that might be difficult, some stuff that is hard, and as a rule, you have to get 6 out of 9 correct to win the
Okay.
prize.
Okay.
And you
Six
have
out of nine.
three hints to use. Okay,
Okay. Sounds
so
good.
if you stuck at something, I would do the best to give you the best hints to get it right. And then last but not least, there is the 10th question. The 10th question is what is the bonus question.
Okay.
If you fail to get 6 out of 9, but you get say 5 out of 9, you
Right.
can use the bonus question to supplement and get the 6 out of 9.
Okay.
Now, in the event that you get 9 out of 9,
All right.
then the bonus question will be something that will win you a big prize.
All
Because
right.
what I do is, the cash prize for each participant is $15. Okay, if you get 6 out of 9, and
Okay.
then the bonus is a mystery box that contain all kind of goodies in it. Part of the goodies is this book,
Nice.
The Lord of Marvel, and there's a bunch of other stuff. That's the least of the goodies. But if nobody wins the bonus, then I probably will continue the contest starting next month, and then
Okay.
come up with some kind of different contests and see if people can win the big bonus box. And like I like to me this is fun as far as the community is concerned. I
That's
mean,
right.
um, whatever money I earn from YouTube can go back into somebody else's pocket. I don't need the $15.
Yeah, I haven't monetized on my videos because I always use music and stuff, and so it cancels out the music I can use, and I'd much rather use have some decent
Yeah,
music on it type thing.
when I joined YouTube almost 3 years ago now, it was a curiosity to see how monetization work. It was more because I'm a portfolio manager, stock analyst in my previous life, so I was always curious to understand how Google make money on YouTube.
Right.
And it was a surprise how some people has been able to make a very good living making videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it was my curiosity to say, okay, I'm gonna make some video, run the ad, and just see. And I get to a point now, I'm just like, it's not a lot of money, but at least I understand how the system work. Right. And going forward, I'm just gonna have some kind of contest like this, some kind of game, trivia game, where I just give away the 10 or 15 bucks that I earned on YouTube. On YouTube,
nice.
So people watch the video, I earn the money, I give it back.
Nice.
So that's the goal. The goal going forward is and I average, I guess, about 15 bucks a month on the.
Okay.
So I'm just like, I can do this on a monthly basis. All right, so 3 topics. Okay, one is general comics questions.
Okay.
One is movies related comics, and the third one is questions that comic book stuff that I mentioned. Well, basically, if you watch my videos, the last part is questions that you would get the right answer if you watch my videos. Those are some people have a tough time because, like I said, I make 500 videos, so unless you watch every single one of them and remember all of them.
Right.
I try to pick the answer, the questions that from the most popular videos.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead. You pick your choice. General comics, movies, or my videos.
We'll try general comics first.
Okay. There you go. Let me find the question. Alrighty. Nightwing was first introduced in which book?
Tales of Teen Titans, issue number 44.
Correct.
Hey.
Rightfully so. 1 for 1. There you go. See, it gets tougher. No, well, I think the general comic question tend to be the easiest because most of us are comic geeks, and we should know many of these things unless you just start collecting comic book last month.
Right.
Okay, this might be a tougher one. What year was the first Overstreet price guide? Remember, you have 3 hints.
I think I know this, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and guess. I want to say 1971.
Is that your final answer?
Oh, can I get a hint? I'm going to use one of my hints now.
Okay, it's not 1971.
Oh, is that my hint?
Well, I won't give you that hint because you said 71, and I already said that's your final answer. I'm not going to use that. My hint is: do you know what issue is the current guide?
Oh, okay. 47 is the current one.
I believe it's 46. Well,
okay, I got it wrong.
You're very close, but it's not 1971. So if you think about how it come out annually,
right?
Okay,
it's like every May, right?
Then it come out. Well, it depends. The last few years, it came out in like San Diego Comic-Con. The last few years, they have realigned the intro to be San Diego Comic-Con, and I believe the last issue was 45.
See, this is the most recent one I use. It's issue number 37.
Okay,
it's from like 2000. Sorry, this is 2007. So I usually, like, this is my Bible. I kind of use it for just give me some hints, and I read up on it and stuff like that. But I don't really. I find it's kind of out of date. As soon as it gets printed, it gets out of date. So, I paid $2 for this. Okay.
Okay. Well, so here's your hint. Okay, that book you have is number 37.
Right.
It come out in 2007. So think about what would happen to number 1. It come out yearly.
I know more about comics than I do math, so yeah. I'm sticking with my. All right, I'm gonna say. Yeah. See, math. Okay. Okay. 1972. Let's try 1972. That's final answer.
Okay, it's 1970.
Oh, so close. So close.
So close. I was hoping that you make the connection and say, well, 2007, 37 minus 37 will give you
Yeah.
70.
Yeah. I got a 12-year-old, so I do math like that all the time, and my brain is mush this morning. So.
Oh, trust me, I have an 8-year-old, and sometimes helping him with his math homework make me scared.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if he get to high school and I have to help him out with calculus, I'd be in big trouble.
Yeah.
And I was a math major in college, you know.
I was not.
You know, the thing is, you know, the sad thing is, outside of algebra and a few other math things, 99% of what I learned in college is useless.
Yeah.
Because really, you know, who uses calculus?
Right.
All right. The third question.
Okay.
Question. Which X-Men issue is the first of the John Byrne legendary run on the Bronze Age X-Men? Which issue did he start?
Which issue did John Byrne start? Is it
like how the from 94 onward, the famous run is 94 to 143, right? And Dave Cockrum did many of the earlier issues. So which issue was that John Byrne made his debut on that legendary X-Men run?
132?
No.
No.
108.
Okay. See, I'm not a big X-Men fan. I'm looking for excuses now. I don't.
That's all right. That's all right. Hey, you know, you're just gonna have to wing it. And if next one, you want to go with movies?
Yeah, let's go with movies.
Movie. You're in trouble now. One more round, and you've been in big trouble. Alrighty. Oh, this is gonna be a tough one. No, maybe not. Name two actors that was originally that was cast in the original bad Fantastic Four movies.
Right.
Name two of the actors that play the member of the Fantastic Four in those first two bad Fantastic Four movies by Fox.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the Corman film.
No.
All right. So yeah, Jessica Alba and Chris Evans.
Correct. That's the two easiest names to remember. The Mr. Fantastic, I don't remember the name. I'm like, Mr. Fantastic, who the heck is that guy? I know his face, but I couldn't name him in any. Well, I know him in other roles, but don't know his name. And then Michael Chiklis, The Thing.
Oh right, yeah, he played The Thing. That's right.
Okay, so you got one right. Ooh, okay, so you got 2 out of 4 so far.
Oh no.
Let's nail this one. This might be a tough one.
All right.
Which actor, male actors, okay, play the most superheroes? Think about all the superhero movies, and think in your head, like, which one had 3 or 4 roles in superheroes?
Okay. Okay. I would think probably Samuel L. Jackson. He's been in a lot of films, making his cameo.
Let me clarify the question. The question is different roles. Okay, so.
Oh, okay.
Because you know, if we were to pick the one that appeared in the most movie, it would be, believe it or not, Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, for Wolverine.
Yeah, he played Wolverine and X-Men. He appeared in like 10 movies. You know, so.
Right.
But as far as name an actor, a male actor that have 3 different roles in 3 different superhero movies.
Okay. Oh.
I'll think it out loud, and I will see if I can help you.
Well, okay. Well, I'm thinking in my head. First thing popped in my head was Ron Perlman. So Ron Perlman was Hellboy. He was in Sin City, and that's it. No, no. Okay, he had to be in more than that too. But then it's not Ryan Reynolds. He's only done two, to my knowledge: Deadpool and Green Lantern.
Well, you have to include all the movie that are. Well, think about this. You said Ryan Reynolds, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think it's Ryan Reynolds, and what has he done? Green Lantern. What else?
Right. He's done Deadpool.
That's number 2. What else?
I was he Howard the Duck? No, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna give you this one.
Okay. Yeah. This is painful.
You know what? It's well, I you give it to you. It's Ryan Reynolds.
Okay. That was my answer. I said that. I got it.
Yeah. So because Blade.
Oh right.
Yeah, he was the sidekick.
Right.
For Blade is Hannibal. What is I can't remember the name. But him and Jessica Biel was a sidekick there. So as an actor, he has the most role. You got if you throw in Storm, you have Halle Berry. You got 2. Right. One of the questions I eliminated because I know a lot of people would have a hard time is there's another actor that actually appear that have 2 or 3 roles also is what's his name? The guy from Gambit from the Wolverine movie.
Oh right.
Taylor Cush. Yeah. Because he did John Carlos of Mars. Okay. That's another. Well, that's a Marvel superhero movie, but that's kind of a stretch because John Carter is really not a superhero. Well, he's kind of, but he's a
right.
Okay, so you get 2 out of 3. One more question on the movies. Ooh.
See, I got the tough ones. That's crazy.
No, you seem like all the remaining one are the tough one.
Okay.
This might be the toughest one. Which actor was cast to play Wolverine before Hugh Jackman? Hugh Jackman was a backup.
Okay, see, I always heard rumors of Glenn Danzig from the Misfits from Danzig. He was spoken for years. They always toss his name around because he was all big, short, big sideburns. Yeah. But other than I don't.
You want to use your hint?
Yeah, I'll use my hint.
Well, before you use your hint, okay, I want to give you. I will test to see if this hint's gonna work. Okay, because because first of all, the people and actors' name are very difficult for most people. Right. So what I have done is I allow people to tell me if they recognize a face. So if you don't know the name, okay, but you recognize the face and you can tell me the role that they play in other movies, then I would accept that as part of the answer. Okay, so are you a fan of the Mission Impossible franchise?
I have seen them. I don't know about a fan, but I've definitely seen them.
Okay.
I've seen the first 3. I don't know if there's any more than that.
There's 5, I believe.
Oh my god.
But okay. But you saw the first 3. You saw the first 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the reason why the actor that got the role for Wolverine had to back out, and then the role landed on Hugh Jackman by accident. Well, not by accident, but he was not the number 1 choice. And I think we can all thank that this happened. But the reason why this actor did not back out of the role was because the Mission Impossible movie that he was shooting ran over. So he was stuck shooting Mission Impossible. He could not. take on the role of Wolverine, and he lost his role because Mission Impossible was running behind schedule. So if you can think of to make it as easy as possible, if you can think of even name the movie. Name the movie. Which Mission Impossible movie did this actor appear in that caused him to lose his role as Wolverine?
Mission Impossible 2.
Correct.
Okay.
Is he played the villain. The name of the actor is Dougray Scott.
Okay.
He has appeared in other movies. I'm telling you, if you know his face and have seen his work, I think everyone would agree that Hugh Jackman was a better Wolverine. You know, sure, he's 6'2" or whatever it is. He's not 5'4", but I have mentioned this in many videos that as wonderful as it is to think that we like characters to look the same as the comic books. You know, it doesn't have the same appeal. You know, Fox can thank Hugh Jackman to make the franchise of the X-Men work.
Right.
You know, I mean, face it, the ladies like Hugh Jackman. You want
have you ever seen? Do you know who Glenn Danzig is, though? Okay, yeah, him circa like 1993, 94, when Jim Lee's work was coming out.
Yeah.
And I heard this rumor that Glenn Danzig was going to do an X-Men movie. He was going to do Wolverine. I mean, I was so excited about this because I mean,
he had the crazy sideburn, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, it's the could he have been a decent Wolverine? Maybe. But I think if he was a Wolverine, I don't think it would have voted Wolverine into the limelight as Hugh Jackman did. Just because.
No, that's right.
Yeah, no, I think Hugh Jackman and Wolverine popularity on the big screen was more of like more. I would say it's accidental because you know when the X-Men movie came out, nobody know how people will react to these characters, the mutants, right? But right away, Hugh Jackman stood out as something special because he's good looking and all that stuff, and all the fanboy can cry all day long about being too tall. But the media love him. You know, Harry Berry was nobody in the movie.
Right.
There's much bigger name, much well known. You know, even the Professor X was well known, but the star was Wolverine, and from that point on, seemed like every storyline propel Wolverine into the major spot, right? Even like Days of Future Past, they rewrote the story to make him the star.
Right.
So I said that, you know, could there been a better Wolverine as far as look or more meaner, right? Like Danzig, he would have the more meaner look.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would put Wolverine into the line. It would please the fan more. Some of the fans, you know, he looked nastier and meaner and more bulky and short compared to somebody that is like tall and handsome, like Hugh Jackman. But yes, so alrighty, so you got you're doing okay. So now, so far you got 3 right out of 6, right? Am I right?
Right. I think so.
What's that? No, 2, 3, 4. No, you got 4 out of 6.
Okay.
4 out of 6. And
Not bad.
So now you're down to my personal question.
Okay.
Big Okay. I have shown, hopefully you have seen enough of my video, but I have shown the purple variant. I have a few books that I call the purple variant because from printing error, they make a blue.
Sandman #1.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I have shown multiple books. Can you already name it? So you named Sandman, right?
Right. Sandman #1, the Jack Kirby run.
Yes. So you're correct. So that's that.
Okay.
That's one. So the 5 out of 7. You need to get 2 more. Well, you need to get 1 out of the remaining 2 questions.
Okay.
All right. on my very first conventions, okay, I mentioned this in quite a few videos. Who was the creator? There was one famous creator that I met and got his signature back in the early 80s. On my very first convention. I have shown that book. I have shown the signature a few times. Who was it that I met?
I feel like this will be a guess.
Okay.
But
Remember, you have hints still.
Right. Okay, I've got somebody in my mind, but okay. Yeah, I'll get a hint.
Who is it that you have in your mind?
I'm thinking, is it Dick Ayers or Don Heck?
No.
Okay.
So I give you a hint.
Okay.
If you want to use your hint. Okay. The hint is he's an artist, a penciler. Well, he done everything, but he's known more on one of my favorite books of all time. And something that you don't like. Hint. Something that you're not a big fan of. Well, earlier part of this contest, you mentioned that you're not a big something.
Okay. All right, well,
this name has shown up. This name has shown up in the previous questions earlier today so far.
Okay, so I'm going to assume that's John Byrne.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, on my very first convention in Albany, New York, it was in a little Holiday Inn.
Okay.
And the timing has changed so much, and I wish I had more money in those days because the convention hall was empty.
Right.
There was probably, it's a Holiday Inn convention room, so it's not that big.
Right.
And
it's a banquet hall.
Yeah, and John Byrne was sitting there by himself. Not one person in lines. He was drinking coffee and doodling. And being, I was 16 at the time, a very shy 16-year-old kid, and so I went around and I was able to buy a comic books. I bought X-Men 109. And
Alpha Flight.
Yes, the first weapon Alpha.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, I remember I bought that book for like $10. It was a very fine-ish copy. So I bought it, and then I went over to Mr. Byrne, and I didn't know what to say. I'm just like, can you please sign this, right? I didn't even know anything about signature, but I just figured he's there. Maybe I get some kind of signature or something. So I hand him the book, and he told me, "Where do you want me to sign it, son, or kid, or whatever he said?" And I'm just like, I don't know. Wherever you see fits. And he opened the book up and said, "Well, the proper place to sign a book is on the splash page." He said, "People should not deface the comic book on the covers." So he signed the splash page and handed me the book, and I walk away. And to this day, I'm just like, I can't believe that I did not sit there and talk to him or ask him to sketch for me or anything, because he was doing nothing. He was sitting by himself drinking coffee. There was not even one person 20 yards away from him.
Right. And who else did you see that day? Did you see anybody else that day?
He was the only guest. I mean,
okay.
He was the only guest. He was sitting there. There was no table. I mean, this is how the hobby used to be. You go there, right? And he sat there. There was like, he sit there with a sketchbook and a pencil and a ink pen thing, whatever, and then a cup of coffee. There was nobody sitting next to him. There was no other table. He had like a little 3x5 table in the corner of one corner, and then all the other booth was around, and like I said, there was nobody. This can't be more than 10 people in the whole convention hall. It was insane. I was, like I said, I was so poor. I had like $30 with me at the convention, so I bought that X-Men for $10, and then I bought a few other things. But I spent hours there browsing through all the long boxes. But but like I said, John Byrne, and I didn't have. I should have mustered up more fortitude to ask for a little sketch or something.
Right.
To this day, I'm just like, I can't believe that because John Byrne no longer go to convention. So that's the end of that.
Right.
Okay, last but not least, well, so you got 6 out of 8. So you won the thing. So the last question, I'm gonna throw it out there. This is gonna be rough. My YouTube name is ETA Nick.
Right.
What does ETA stand for?
Expected time of arrival.
Correct. See, you didn't get that one. Well, you know, actually, when I started my own accounting business back in 1996, and the business is supposed to be, well, I call the business, when I was thinking about the name, I'm like, okay, what should I call the name of the business? And the long and short of the business is equity trading analysis.
Okay.
Because I analyzed trading, stock trading. So it stands for ETA. So I'm sitting there like equity trading analysis. Okay, sound very scientific, boring, but at the same time, the abbreviation is ETA. And one of the things that I learned very quickly with my business from the time that even before I start the business, was the client always asked me, what's the ETA on my reports? You know, so I'm just like, oh, so it's kind of fit, you know, ETA, what's the estimate time of arrival? So so that's why I use it. You know, ETA, it has both meaning, you know, estimated time of arrival. And so okay, so good job, you did it. You did not get to the bonus question because you did not get 9 out of 9. But if you want to just play the bonus question just for the heck of your knowledge, give it a shot. Okay.
Yeah.
Name the 3 creators that get credit for creating Wolverine.
Len Wein. Trimpe.
Yeah, that's 2. One more. I give you a hint. It's an artist.
Okay. Coletta.
Incorrect, but you know, since this is just play for fun, think of the big kahuna at Marvel in the early 70s. Who do you think is the big kahuna at Marvel in the early 70s?
Oh, I would think
because Kirby's gone. Okay, by this time Kirby is gone.
Right.
So who's left? That is like the art director. Who is the man that is just like?
I would think Buscema.
Correct. See,
is it okay? Oh, all right. I didn't know he had anything to do with it, really.
Yeah, Buscema actually designed the costume.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I have seen the original sketch where you draw the image of Wolverine and the side profile and the face and the costume. It's a Buscema sketch. For the most part, you know, it's very close to what he designed. But he was, you know, John Buscema was the king in the early 70s. You know, I mean, come on, you know, he's a man.
Yeah, Big John. Big John.
He was a man at Marvel, and you know, very few things that went through in the 70s at Marvel that didn't have John Buscema stamps of approval, right? He's right. I mean, he redrawn.
Did you ever see this TV show? It's I think it's a Belgian show called Tic Tac, and it features usually 3 artists.
Yes, I've seen the one that have, of course, Kubert and Adams.
And Mobius. Right?
Yes, I have seen that in quite a few times. It's awesome. It is.
Yeah, well, Big John is on one of the episodes, and he does it.
Yes, I have seen the longer version of the new Adams one. There's a couple of them on YouTube, and some are pretty short, and some are really long, and it's fun. I mean, I wish more artists would do that.
Yeah, it's a really fun concept for a show, and you know, it was really interesting seeing the 3 artists work together and have fun. like there's one episode where you have the artist of Lucky Luke and then Peo of the Smurfs and stuff, and they're all working together and they're modifying each other's artwork. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah. Have you ever read Lucky Luke?
No.
I'm telling you, Lucky Luke was one of my very first comic books ever.
Right.
I read Lucky Luke, Asterix and Obelix.
Okay.
And
So
Smurf.
what is right the comic book format? The only thing I ever see is that the Spirio one, right? So I guess that's just like a collective, you know, like a more all ages type of heavy metal or something.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to track down the first appearance of the Smurfs in it, but that's literally been impossible. That's a really hard book to find.
You know, it's tough to find.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I love all the European comic books. You know, European comics are very different from our comic books. You know, they used to print in a very different format. But you know, growing up, you know, I was reading Tintin, Asterix.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Lucky Luke was a lot of fun. I love Lucky Luke. That's a lot of fun. That's my first exposure to Western. You know, Lucky Luke.
Okay. Yeah, the art in that's amazing though. In Lucky Luke.
It is. It's amazing art and it's fun. I used to reread those books a million times between the age of 5 to like 10. You know, I mean, I read those things to death. My dad had the whole collection.
Well, I used to read a lot of John Hart's VC and stuff like that. You know those little strips, the syndicated stuff. I mean, that's kind of what started me and got me into, you know, even Heathcliff or what is it? Helga, is that what it is? I forget, some witch or something. I forget her name now.
I forgot.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm a big fan of like what has the surface appearance of good, clean fun, but like you could look deeper and has like a social meaning to a lot of their pieces that they'll do. Yeah, I like that.
Well, I'm glad we got the chance to meet and play the game. I will private message me your PayPal information, and I will shoot you. Oh, this is one last thing that I offer to the winners. Each winner have a choice to receive, you know, the cash prize through PayPal, or you can roll the dice and have me buy $15 worth of scratch ticket down here and scratch it for you. And so it's up to you. If you want the scratch ticket, I will buy, and I will have a live scratch off. And if you win,
you know, Christmas is coming up, and I mean, you must go to the comic shop quite often and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Christmas, so I want you to, if you be able to, pay for. If you see a kid with a comic in his hand, pay for his book for that day. That's what we'll do.
Got it. I will pay forward.
Yeah,
that's fine too. You're not the first person that have passed on the prize to somebody else, so that's much appreciated. That will do.
Yeah,
you know, it's all fun. It's all for fun and good. You know.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, it's you know, I'm not doing it for fame. I'm doing it more, you know, just to have fun with other members, and if they want to be generous and pass on, pay forward to other people, kudos to them, because
well, you know what it's like with getting a comic book as a kid. You know, I think everybody as a kid had a relative or a friend or a parent's friend's sons or daughter hand on a box of comics to them, and that's what sparks it. So yeah.
No,
I think
it's great. You know, I used to do a lot of that. You know, before we go, I had to go in 10 minutes. But probably the most gratifying experience for me giving away stuff was about 6 years ago. 6 years ago, we had a person that come to our house and help clean the house like once a month.
Right.
I mean, this is when I had a baby, when Anthony was 1 or 2 years old, and I was too busy to do everything around the house. So we had someone come in like, once a month for 2 hours just to help clean up the house for me.
Right.
and she had a son. She was from a foreign country, from not Russia, but Eastern European.
Right.
And her kid came here with her. She's a single mom, and he was 12 years old. And he reminded me a lot of myself, like being new in the country and just don't know English very well.
Right.
And struggled in school. He was doing really poorly in school. You know, she complained that she had to go to see the teacher all the time because he's just having a lot of problem with school, with readings and all the other stuff. So I gave him. So what I did was I told the story that, you know, as a young immigrant, I discovered comic books and it helped me to learn English.
Mm-hmm.
He may not have seen comic books ever, but here's some. So I hand her a stack of comic books, things that I bought back in the 90s. You know, so I it was like Ghost Rider, like things like that. So I gave her a stack, and she gave to him, and he was like so happy to have them, right? And so I made a deal with him for the next year and a half. I'm just like, if you do a better job at school, and if your mom tell me that you do better, then I give you a short box every time. I gave that kid about 500 comic books over the next year and a half. You know, I mean, I gave him my entire run of Wolverine. You know, from like 1 to 100.
Right.
You know, he was
That's
like,
awesome.
he couldn't believe. He's just like, oh my God, these things are like. I'm like, it's yours. You know what I mean? I said, you know, I bought them off the rack. I had them for a long time. You love Wolverine? Here you go. But yeah, so,
are you still in contact with him?
Yeah, we still see them. He's in high school now.
Yeah.
He's doing okay. You know, he's not going to be a scientist.
Right.
But he still have all the comic books, and you know, he appreciate them. He loved them. I mean, he spent so much. His mom was like, I can't believe how much obsessed he is with the books. You know, he spent so much time reading them, organizing them, and
well, that's the thing I like about comics is that, you know, I've got some nieces and my daughter and her friends, and they'll come over, and if they show any bit of interest, I'll start getting them into it. And while it's all, I think reading is you know, it's a excellent utilization of comic books. For them, I always getting them to care about something and manage something and take pride in something that they're doing. And I find that that's really effective with kids, and getting them to understand like that things have value, and that it's really up to you how long that it stays valuable. And
yeah, you know, for my son, he definitely has been exposed to the way I manage my books, taking care of my books, and he's extremely attentive with books. You know, and you know, it's I teach him learning to take care of something. You know, I mean, I told him, you know, I took care of even my textbook when I was in school. It's just, right. I'm not the kind of person that destroy books or toss around like it doesn't. I might not like the textbook in school, but I still take care of them.
Right.
In the sense, Anthony is great. You know, like I said, a lot of my friends here locally are shocked and horrified that all my books are within reach of Anthony's, even when he was 2 years old. Because I'm just like, he see how I take care of my stuff. He's not gonna go into my office and rip things apart.
Right.
And he has been that way. Anthony, my son, I got lucky. We got a kid that, you know how young kids, when they go to a store, they gotta grab everything.
Yeah.
My son was never that way. I'm not sure what happened, but we never baby-proofed the house.
Really?
He don't touch anything. He knows. I remember I just say, don't touch the TV, don't open the kitchen drawer for the knives, and that's it. He listen. It's incredible. I mean, I had to say that, you know, when my son go to other people's house, I'm always at awe, even when he was 2 or 3 years old, that he doesn't grab anything.
Right.
We go to some people's houses and they have like fancy little figurines and stuff, and he just stand there and fold his arm and just stare at them, but he won't touch them. And my friends just like, this is amazing. Usually when we have friends over with little toddler, we constantly moving things away from them because they will break things. But your son, he just stand there and look. He never touch anything. I'm just like,
right.
It's maybe, you know, the way I behave around my comic books have somehow visually show him that, you know, you don't mess around with other people's stuff.
Right. Right.
Well, anyhow, Sean, thank you
All right. Thanks for having me on.
to play the game. I appreciate it. It's a lot of fun, and looking forward to have you in future live chat if we ever can line up the time.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now that I've figured this out.
Yeah,
So,
because I like to have this kind of live chat with people because you get to, you know, you get to know the people. You know,
Right.
it's a whole lot nicer to get to know the people than just showing books and not see the face.
I did break out one comic to show you though, Captain Newfoundland, because I'm from Newfoundland.
Oh,
But, yeah. This is a really hard to find comic here locally. When they made this comic, and they did another one, which is Atlantis. Now this one's a higher production. This is a Boris Vallejo cover.
okay.
And this comic to print, when they printed this comic, their plans were to sell it for $10, and when they printed it, it cost $30. Yeah,
Okay.
so they made some mistakes, and there's very few copies of these going around, and I just wanted to share them with you real quick before you go.
That's cool. I
Yeah.
like to see very rare things. It's
Yeah.
that's cool. Never
Yeah.
never heard or seen those before. That's for sure.
Awesome. Awesome.
You
All
know?
right, thanks for having me on.
Yes, thank you for playing the game, and thank you
All right.
for passing along your prize to a future kids.
Absolutely. All right. See you next.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Bye.
Bye.